are some couples willing to share every detail of their life and love with millions of viewers. Tonight, you're about to meet self-made YouTube reality stars who figured out the secret formula for turning their love stories into profit.
We will be getting married. I mean, once I, get a ring and ask her, and she says, "Oh my God, yes." Colleen Ballinger, will you marry me?
Yes, of course.
I will. And will you, Colleen, take this man to be your wedded husband?
I will.
I now pronounce you, Josh, be Colleen's husband, and Colleen, you are now Josh's wife.
I remember you saying, "This is it." And I remember being scared for you, that you would get hurt.
I do have a baby, and that baby is a television show on Netflix.
Colleen Evans is headed from YouTube to Netflix.
Talk to me about the process of going from YouTube star to now Netflix star.
Hey, freeze!
Joshua and I are getting a divorce.
Colleen and I are no longer together, and Colleen is divorcing me.
So Colleen has already broken into mainstream media with her own Netflix show, Haters Back Off, which was a huge accomplishment for a YouTuber, but after 2 seasons, the show was unfortunately canceled.
Colleen Ballinger reveals that she's pregnant and engaged to her boyfriend, Erik Stocklin.
I'm making this video because I need to. I want to. I have held my tongue for years, and I never told anybody on the internet the truth. My family knows what Colleen did. My friends know what Colleen did.
If you were on YouTube in the early 2010s, there's a good chance you came across Colleen Ballinger and Joshua David Evans. At the time, they were one of the platform's most recognizable couples. Their relationship was highly visible through vlogs, social media, and eventually a wedding that a lot of viewers felt invested in. And then a few years later, it ended. It was presented as a divorce between two people who simply grew apart. But over time, more context came out through videos, timelines, and public statements that made people question whether those explanations actually told the full story. Hey guys, welcome to my channel where we do deep dives about internet culture. This is my first video, and the reason I chose this topic is because I used to religiously watch Colleen and Josh all the time. Those people were a part of my childhood, but over time, I naturally stopped keeping up with their content and didn't hear much of them again until about 3 years ago, when Colleen's cancellation started gaining attention. We're not going to be touching much on why Colleen was canceled because I feel like there's enough content out there to inform you guys. So this is the timeline of Joshleen and how it turned into Erikleen. Going back and looking into everything now, there's actually not a lot of clear structured videos that fully break down this specific situation from start to finish. A lot of the information is scattered across old videos, re-uploads, or discussion threads. As we go through it, we're also going to address the things people still debate, like whether there was any overlap, possible cheating, and what the relationship was like behind the scenes. So, to understand everything that happens later, we need to go all the way back to how this even started. Josh was actually introduced to her content through a friend telling him to watch Miranda Sings. What caught his attention wasn't Miranda, it was Colleen. At that point in time, around 2009, Colleen wasn't this huge internet figure yet. Her Miranda videos were starting to circulate, but her audience was still relatively small and growing. Her major growth didn't really take off until a few years later as her channels expanded. So instead of this dynamic where a fan is reaching out to a big creator, it was more like two people who were both trying to make something happen in entertainment because Josh wasn't just some random viewer either. He was acting, performing, modeling, and was also trying to build a career for himself. During that time, he was even doing hosting work. So in terms of where they were professionally, they were actually on pretty similar footing. Josh was the one who initiated everything. When he saw the Miranda Sings video, he thought that there had to be more to this, so he found her on Facebook and stalked her. Although he said stalking might be a little bit of a harsh word to use, so instead I'll just say that he looked into her.
Saw the Miranda videos and he was like, there's got to be more to this. So he found the videos of me by myself with my sister just on my Facebook page. He stalked me on Facebook a little bit.
Stalking is a harsh word, I think. I looked into her.
On June 19th, 2009, Colleen had just gotten home from her show exhausted and decided to open Facebook and found that Josh had left her a message. And from there, they start talking. They were getting to know each other and having casual conversations, but over time it became more personal and it started to turn into something real. This is where the timing really matters, because this was early YouTube. Back then, there weren't clear boundaries between creators and audiences. People were way more accessible. Messaging someone you saw online didn't feel unusual, and a lot of creators were interacting directly with viewers or other small creators. There were no management teams, no PR teams. It was just people. So a relationship starting through messages like this didn't feel strange at the time. They weren't living in the same place. Everything was through calls, messages, and Skype. And what started as online communication turned into a real relationship. They were in a long-distance relationship for quite some time. They flew back and forth to see each other. Josh had booked a lead role to sing on a cruise ship when they first started dating. Colleen moved to New York in 2010 for her career and moved back to California in 2012. They also had a joint YouTube channel where Colleen would post videos for Josh. Josh took a job in Michigan in 2011. Since Colleen didn't want to move there, it just added more strain to their relationship, and that resulted in the two breaking up. Josh would spend about 9 months trying to win Colleen back. That would include writing letters to her parents and constantly reaching out. Eventually, he took a job in California, and that's when they got back together. Colleen would post their first photo together on Instagram in late 2012, and from there, it becomes public, and it quickly becomes a huge part of both of their content. They are in each other's videos, vlogging together, sharing their relationship with their audiences. For the viewers watching at the time, it really did feel like watching a love story play out in real time. You have this narrative of two people who found each other online and turned it into something real and eventually moving into an apartment together. But as time goes on, Colleen's career would start to grow rapidly. Her audience expands, opportunities get bigger, and the dynamic between them starts to change. And that shift is where a lot of the later conversations come from, about whether the relationship became unhealthy, whether there was manipulation, and how fame may have played a role in that. But at the very beginning, none of that is visible yet. It just looks like two people who connected at the right time and turned it into a relationship that their viewers genuinely believed in. As their relationship keeps going, this is where it really starts to become something bigger than just them. And I feel like this is something people don't fully realize unless you actually go back and look at the timeline. I mean, guys, they weren't just together for a short period of time. They had been in each other's lives for years. At the same time, all of this is becoming more and more public. At first, it's just them doing vlogs together, and then it turned into sharing more personal moments, and before they even realized it, they're one of the most popular YouTube couples. Joshleen becomes a thing where people felt like they were watching a storyline. Because if you were watching them back then, it didn't feel like content. You were there for it, because it was being filmed. And the longer they were together, the more people got invested because this wasn't just a short relationship. This was years of them growing together, and it was all put online. So when things started getting more serious, it felt earned. When they got engaged, it wasn't surprising. It was like, yeah, this is obviously the next step. And then they got married in 2015, and it was documented for everyone to see, and we saw how Josh vlogged down the aisle. Yeah, that was definitely a choice. I remember watching that part and immediately getting icked out because what made you think that was a good idea? Also, his high tops were a choice, but to each their own on that. But what's not an unpopular opinion is that it was weird for him to vlog down that aisle. But anyway, this is really the peak of Joshleen. Everything looked like it worked out exactly how it was supposed to. It feels like a story that was complete. Over time, it gets harder to separate what's happening naturally from what's happening within that environment. And I think that's why people question this phase so much now, because it looked almost too perfect. When something looks this complete, this everything worked out, you don't expect it to end the way it did. And that's what makes everything that happens next feel so confusing. Because after years of this relationship, it only lasted about a year as a marriage. So people started going back to revisit old videos, and they look at everything with a completely different perspective. So to make it easier to understand, Colleen and Josh have always said that they tend to butt heads and get into little fights, what they like to call tiffs, pretty often. And no matter what the situation is, both of them usually believe they're the one who's right, no ifs, ands, or buts. Before I go into what I've been researching, I wanted to say that we will be making redirections back into Swoop's documentary with Josh because it tells his side of the story. Colleen has not told her story regarding her relationship with Josh and actually has not mentioned him at all after the divorce. She removed him entirely out of her content and her life. Also, let me just add that while I was researching for this video, I had to watch a lot of content, and the amount of times I've heard this woman burp and fart was actually fucking disgusting. I got so angry at one point I was actually going to lose my mind. Anyways, One of the first things that people looked back on was when Colleen revealed her secret that MTV had been filming her for MTV True Life.
So I've had to keep something a secret from you guys, but now I can finally tell you. MTV is filming me for a thing. They've been following me around all week, and that's why I've had no life.
When the episode aired in December 2013, the episode followed their relationship and showed how busy and overwhelming her life had become, with constant work, filming, and fan service. Meanwhile, Josh was asking to be put as a priority since they are both in this relationship together, and because of that, it also showed tension between them, making it seem like their relationship was struggling under the pressure. After it aired, Colleen said she regretted doing the show and felt like MTV edited it in a way that made things look more dramatic than they actually were. However, she also admitted that they did have real arguments and issues, just not ones they usually showed online. So even though the episode may have been exaggerated, it still revealed that their relationship wasn't as perfect as it seemed, and that the stress from her growing fame was already starting to affect them years before they got divorced. Also, if you know Colleen, you know that she is always putting her career first and everything else second.
I know Josh was really hoping to spend some downtime with me, but if I don't keep posting 4 videos a week, I know I'll start losing followers. I love Josh so much, but I also love my work so much. I think at one point I'm gonna have to choose between the two. It's hard, like once you become an adult, it's like you have to pick what road you're gonna take. Like you either choose your career, or you choose your friends, or you choose a family, or you choose babies, or you choose travel. Like you choose what you kind of wanna do. And I've chosen career.
There is no compromise when her career is involved, and that's obviously an issue when you have someone whose love language is apparently quality time. Also, can we appreciate how Glozell clocked her?
Josh, the second I got home, was just like, you know, I just feel like I don't get enough quality time with you. When can you spend a couple days with just me and nothing else?
Well, that's sweet.
It's sweet, but I mean, it's not really possible.
Why you can't give it to him?
Because I have to work.
You have to work.
Well, yeah, I have to make videos, I have to get ready for shows, I have to travel, I have to be online 24/7.
So you don't want a man?
Were you silent or were you silenced?
So when is Josh time? You know what? You might have the issue, Miss Bang.
Colleen was absolutely gagged. Colleen had a hard time respecting Josh's boundaries and his insecurities. In this video back in 2013, Josh is mad because Colleen is putting her hand on his butt in public, and he's told her that he doesn't like when she does those types of things in public, but she ignored that fact, and she did it anyway, which causes Josh to walk away.
He's mad at me right now because he doesn't like it if my hand is on or near his butt. And so, of course, I'm a brat, and that's where I put my hand in if that's where he doesn't want it.
And people like people ask if you could just pass it to this side.
It's very known in our relationship that I didn't want her like touching my butt all the time, especially out in public. I'm insecure. I was always uncomfortable having any attention put near there.
Did you ever express to her that it made you uncomfortable?
Trust me. Oh yeah, about like the butt thing? Sure, yeah.
And she would still continue to do it?
There's even a vlog where she does it and then you can see that I'm not happy and I walk away and she's still filming. And then she says, he doesn't like it when I do that, but I'm being a brat and I keep doing it. So she acknowledges.
No matter what relationship status you're in, if your partner tells you that they're uncomfortable with you doing something to their body, why would you continue to do that? I feel like since Josh is a man, it's viewed very lightly, but just imagine if the roles were switched. That would be unacceptable, and it should be the same for Josh. Colleen was also really wanting to get married. On July 10, 2013, she was in a group chat with Johnny Silvestri, who was the one that leaked the photo. And she was upset because Josh has not proposed yet. What we found out later in his interview with Swoop is that she actually gave Josh an ultimatum a year before he decided to propose to her, saying that if he doesn't propose to her within the next year, she will leave him.
The biggest time she gave me an ultimatum was she just said nonchalantly, if you don't propose to me within a year, I'm done. And for me, I was like, I wish you didn't say that, because I just, in my own self, got to that point. I just found that, and now you're giving me an ultimatum. Just feels icky, feels gross.
He proposed to her on his birthday of April 2014, which Josh then later tweeted a photo of the two of them in bed together, showing her sticking her ring finger up to MTV with the caption, "Oh hey MTV, you can suck it, #my reality is better than yours." In January 2015, Colleen openly admits that she's scared because YouTube is becoming oversaturated. There are so many creators on the platform, and she's questioning what actually makes her stand out anymore. She even says her videos could just get lost in people's subscription boxes because there's so much content and she doesn't feel like she's doing anything different. It kind of explains a lot. If she's already worried about losing relevance and views, then of course she's going to look for something that keeps people invested in her life. And back in 2015, what wasn't really a thing yet? Big YouTuber weddings, especially between two creators that fans had been watching and shipping for years. So it makes you wonder if there was another motive behind the wedding. Maybe it wasn't just for love, but also the timing of it all. A wedding like that would bring views and keep people invested, which would solve the problem that Colleen was complaining about in her video. I wouldn't put it past this lady. Her brain has got to be on constant go mode. There's no way she's not constantly thinking about what'll get her views. On May 20th, 2015, the Shadows had their first show in Irvine, California, and a lot of YouTubers showed up to support. At the time, it looked like Colleen was there being supportive too. She even talks about the tour later in January 2016.
Joshua had his first show as himself, by himself, but it was with the Shadows. It was him and Arnold and Julian together. They had a show together. And it was their first big show. It was a really big deal. They're all really excited. And I went there to be supportive. I was like, today is not about me. It's not about Miranda. It's all about these boys. And I'm so proud of them. And I was so excited for them. And I was excited to be an audience member and let them have like the spotlight. And I don't know. I was just really looking forward to being in that mode that day.
But when you circle back to what Josh said in the 2023 documentary, it played out very differently.
I had a show with Julian Solomita and Arnold Telegarda, and we had a little parody group called The Shadows.
The Shadows, yes.
And it was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke. It's like, we're aware of who we are. We're aware we're in the shadows, so let's make a whole thing of it. Tons of YouTubers went on like a big party bus. I found out that later.
He says that during that opening night in Irvine, while she was there in person, she was also going behind his back and talking shit about him to other YouTubers. He said she told people she was embarrassed by the Shadows and that he shouldn't have even done the shows.
She was talking so negatively and just mean about me and how embarrassing that was, and that she had warned me not to do a show like that. That was the opening show of Shadow Tour. We only did 2 shows.
The Irvine show then?
Yeah,
okay.
California.
Mm-hmm. So while she's with you, they're seemingly to support you.
Right.
And you're saying that she was basically talking about you to these YouTubers who were all there to also watch the show.
Which I agree. It was a very cringy era of Josh's life. But what was not respectful was that she didn't keep the shit talking to Josh alone. She had to go behind his back and talk about how embarrassing he was to the other YouTubers that were there. If she had voiced her concern about the band and he still chose to go through with it, all she can do is go to the shows, support him, and just keep her mouth shut. Especially since it was a very harmless thing. This incident shows that she was dogging on him before they even got married. This moment reminds me of when Steve Green, Josh's friend, said on the Just Kidding News podcast in July 2023 about how she was the biggest shit talker he's ever seen in his life. He says how when Josh would exit the room, she would just go ham on him and talk about how embarrassing he is.
You know, he used to work for Colleen, and like she would message him all the time and she would talk shit all over Josh.
And this boy was like 14 at the time?
He was like 14 years old.
Wow.
And she's talking shit about him in the Weenies group, which just makes so much sense because like I would, like every time all my tuber friends were around her and he left the room, she's like fucking clowning on this guy. It was like wild. It was like so mean too. It was like, man, you really just hate this. This is your husband. You fucking hate this guy.
And in the documentary, Josh talks about how she was a pro athlete when it comes to talking shit.
Why in the world did you think that you were safe when she did that kind of thing about everybody else? Everybody else she had shit to say.
That was a common thing that she would do?
All the time. It's like a sport for her. She's a pro athlete when it comes to that.
They got married on July 2nd, 2015, and in his wedding vlog, he asked her what her favorite part was, and she said, dancing with Corey and John. In a later live stream, she continued to say that she did not like her wedding because she was stressed out the whole time.
What was your favorite part?
Just dancing. Dancing with Corey and John. Wasn't yours dancing with all your bros? Bye bye bye, and everyone knew the choreography.
I just think the whole reception was perfect.
Girl, I know weddings are stressful, especially your own, but you didn't like anything about that day? Except for dancing with your friends? Nothing involving your husband? I'm thinking like, okay, I get that she was stressed during her wedding, but looking back on it, she must have had some good memories with her husband. You know, like when you're getting a tattoo, for example, you don't like getting the tattoo, but your favorite memory can be like when you finally saw it after they've finished with it. She could have said her favorite memory was being able to say that they were finally married, but no. That lady just had to go and say dancing with her friends, which would be fine if that wasn't the only thing that she included, you know? After the wedding, her social media handle was changed to Colleen Evans. Colleen talked about how she did not like her last name because people would call her Colleen Ballinger. She also had mentioned that there are already so many Ballingers, she's not scared of leaving the last name behind, and that she also liked how Colleen Evans sounded. But there are a few theories stating that Josh might have pressured Colleen to take his last name because he is a traditional guy that grew up idealizing love and wanted to experience the perfect love and the perfect marriage. And they theorized that Colleen only hyped up changing her name because she knew how much it meant to Josh. She had been treating him like the shit she found on her shoe for so long, she probably thought it'd be nice of her to throw him a bone. If we wanted to go deeper into that theory though, she did mention somewhere that she hasn't changed her social media handles to Colleen Evans because she was nominated for a Streamies that year and didn't want people to be confused. She said she would change her social handles to Colleen Evans right after the Streamies, and Josh seemed a little bit disappointed. Spoiler alert, she is now married to Erik Stocklin and gloats about how he didn't expect her to change her last name because he knew how much her last name meant to her.
And I feel like I should just address it, and hopefully people will stop asking me this. I did not change my last name. My last name is still Ballinger because I didn't want to change my last name. And it's that simple. I don't know, I just didn't see the point in changing my last name. And Erik even was, he was the one originally who was like,
you're not gonna change your last name, right? Like, that'd be weird. Like, why would you change your last name?
if he wanted to change his last name to Ballinger, cool. If I wanted to change my last name to Stocklin, cool. But neither one of us wanted to change our last name, so we didn't. I'm proud of my history and my background and my family. I like being a Ballinger, but I'm also really, really happy and proud to be married to Erik. And I don't think that I have to change my last name to show that I'm proud and in love with the man that I'm gonna be with forever. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
In July 2015, the newlywed couple went on their honeymoon to Hawaii. From these photos, it kind of looks like they're having a fine time, but viewers notice that Colleen is kind of rude to Josh. There's this one clip in his honeymoon vlog that has since been taken down, where we see Colleen spray sunscreen in his face on purpose.
Fly away with me, yeah.
We're gonna go parasailing.
I like to wear sunscreen every day now because I just got a lot of my sunspots lasered off. Do you know what it's like to have chemical sunscreen go into your eye because you're sweating too much? That shit burns so much, so Josh really had patience here. He really did. Because if that was me, she did that too, she'd be leaving the room with one less finger. And then again, back to the Swoop documentary, we later found out that the sunscreen wasn't the only nasty thing that she was doing on the honeymoon. Josh found out in September 2016 in Playlist DC that she was also talking shit about him to Shane Dawson the entire time.
I was shown some things when I was at Playlist in Washington, D.C. of things that she was doing. What she was doing was awful. What she was saying about me behind the scenes on our honeymoon to another massive YouTuber, that's Shane Dawson. And let's say new vows that are just for us. No one else will hear them, see them, experience them. And it was one of the most beautiful moments at the time in my life. To know that within 24 hours of us saying our vows all over again, she's telling one of the biggest YouTubers at the time that she said some stuff to me, I didn't like it, and broke things when we didn't have a single fight on that trip.
This is what she told Shane Dawson.
Yes.
What actually happened?
None of that
Were
happened.
you told something and then you got emotional, or?
No. There was no fight, there was no argument. It was actually a really pleasant honeymoon experience. We didn't have any altercations, we didn't have anything.
And she had Josh over there thinking that their honeymoon was the most beautiful time they've had in their lives. In this YouTube comment section, Josh admitted he saved himself for Colleen and had no regrets. He also mentioned this fact in the 2023 Swoop interview as well. After their honeymoon, Josh posted a vlog where Colleen seemingly has her hand down his pants, giving him a job.
Home, stop. Her hand is down my pants right now.
That's not.
What? No, it's not. It's okay. I'm her husband. What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I feel weird. Okay, hey, so I just want, seriously, baby, this is the vlog. I am not editing this out.
Yes, you are.
I am not. I won't.
Yes, you
I
will.
won't. I love you. I'm just trying to close the honeymoon vlogs. Don't yank on that. Thank you for watching the honeymoon vlogs. Thank you for being patient when they were a little bit late, and sometimes you got more than one in a day.
Their explanation was that she was just pulling on hair and skin and stuff.
I feel good. Everyone thinks I was giving you a hand job.
She wasn't. She was literally, she wasn't even touching you know what. She was touching like above it and pulling at like my skin. So it was not as like sexy as you think it is. She would literally like.
I was being annoying. I was like grabbing chunks of skin and just pulling on it.
Well, that doesn't sound much better. Yeah, well, not that I have a lot of hair because I'm manscaped.
But it wasn't on those bits.
If the other thing was happening, I would not film that. So, and it wasn't clickbait. She had her hand in my pants.
I really did.
But it just wasn't as awesome as you thought it was.
Josh will later admit to it in the Swoop documentary, saying that he was trying to cater towards an older audience at the time. But dude, most of your audience came from Colleen, so you knew there would be little kids watching this. There is no justification for posting this whatsoever. In this awkward live stream of August 2015, Colleen was going to leave for her tour the next day, so according to her, she wanted to be there to witness Josh hit 1 million subscribers, so she gave him a shout out on Twitter. This live stream is supposed to be a huge celebratory moment where Josh hits 1 million subscribers, but instead it turns into an emotionally tense situation because everything happens too fast and he wasn't ready. Josh had been preparing for this milestone and clearly had a vision in his head of how it would go. He wanted to watch the subscriber count go up in real time and experience that moment with his audience the next day, the day Colleen was supposed to go back on tour. But before he can do any of that, the video shout out that Colleen uploaded caused his subscriber count to suddenly jump by thousands within minutes. So instead of a slow build up, the moment basically happens off camera while he's unprepared, which immediately throws him off. You can tell right away that Josh is overwhelmed. He keeps repeating that he wasn't ready and that he wanted to be part of the moment. He then said he feels like he missed the train. He wants to ease into big moments, not have them happen suddenly. So even though this is objectively a good thing, he can't fully enjoy it because he feels out of control and caught off guard.
What's happening? We're not even entertaining them. La 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 la. Sha-da-da, sha-da-da, sha-da-da.
The internet's going so slow.
The
internet's going so slow.
I hate those live streams that always start with people not saying anything. So that's why I'm speaking right now in this moment. She says we have to tweet something, but I haven't tweeted anything. We're just talking right now.
Because usually
I don't even know what's happening right now, Colleen. This is a cluster F. This is a cluster.
Normally it like pops up on.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, for internet wasn't so slow.
It's not the internet's fault. I'm stressed to the max right now.
No, don't be stressed.
I'm stressed to the max. Now I need to get on my Twitter, man. I hate doing it on separate accounts.
He's the most stressed on planet Earth.
It's just a big moment. Like
It's
Never
huge.
thought.
You're gonna get 1 million plaques.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put it?
From Colleen's perspective, she's helping and making the milestone happen faster, but from Josh's perspective, it kind of ruins the experience he had imagined. That difference in how they handle things becomes really obvious. She points out that he tends to get too stressed to enjoy these type of big events, while she's able to just roll with whatever happens. But if you knew that, then why would you ruin this big moment for him? I personally feel like she didn't think it would be a big deal because it happens for her all the time. She seriously didn't think he would react like this. And to that, I say that Josh was pretty immature for acting like this on a live stream in front of the audience. But Colleen had to know that this would overwhelm him. He was preparing a music video for like a month for this milestone, so to go and ruin his moment was low-key selfish. As the live stream continues, Josh is talking about how they're renting their house and want to move out soon to buy a new one. He starts complaining about their landlord and says, "Get your stuff together." He is visibly annoyed about issues with the house. Right away, Colleen gets uncomfortable and tells him to stop because he could get in trouble. She's trying to keep things from getting messy publicly. But Josh doesn't stop talking about it. He's like, "What are they going to do?" and keeps going. Colleen ends up walking away, and Josh points out that she's upset because he's talking real stuff.
We don't want to buy this one because of landlord stuff. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. What are they gonna do? Fire us?
Watch this.
If they're watching this, get your ish together.
Don't say that, Josh. You're gonna get in trouble.
What trouble? I'm a grown A man. They are not. What are they gonna do? Oh, I didn't like
Kick
you.
us out?
Kick us out because I said you need to get your freaking permits together? Like, I'm
Josh,
sorry.
stop.
This is real talk. This isn't a vlog. This is real talk. Oh, Colleen's out. It's just me. Here we go. What's up, Dingleberries? It's just you and it's me. You and you and you and me. Colleen is offended because I'm talking real stuff.
I just want you to be careful. You don't need to
Should I talk about farts and turds and love? Or right now I'm talking about we're going to move to a house.
life tip between a husband and wife. Hey guys, so Josh, are you serious? I'm so uncomfortable right now. Should I turn off the live stream? You guys, what do I do? This is your live stream.
This live stream is just so uncomfortable to watch, and you can see that Josh is lashing out and talking about their personal house problems because he is feeling so upset that he doesn't know where to direct his anger, so he is, in a way, taking it out on their landlord. On January 8th, 2016, Joshua and Colleen would begin their first ever tour together as a married couple, called the Joshleen Tour. A lot of hardcore fans loved it because they were already obsessed with their relationship and thought it was exciting to see them together in real life. They enjoyed the chemistry watching their favorite couple on stage. But at the same time, some people felt a little uncomfortable because they could feel some awkward moments between them on this tour. There was also a split between fans who came for Joshua and Colleen versus those who came for Miranda, which I don't get because Miranda Sings has always had her own tour. Why on earth would Colleen even think to bring Miranda into her husband and wife tour? Why does it always have to revolve around her f***ass, unfunny, and lame character? She thinks Miranda is the best thing to have ever graced this earth, but she's just disturbing. Like, damn, let your husband have the spotlight for once. On January 14th, 2016, Colleen announced to her fans that she has a Netflix original series called Haters Back Off. As you can see in this clip, Josh was trying to be supportive, but he knew that she would have to leave him to go to Canada, and like I mentioned, he hates being away from her, but he knows that he would have to let her go pursue her dreams.
He can't even talk. Oh my god.
Okay, hold on. I had to post it. Here's the Miranda video.
At what point in the video does she announce it? Is it like it's later?
It's like a minute in, so we still have a second. And I haven't posted mine yet.
Is it public?
It's public. It's public. It's saved.
I'm gonna check my Twitter feed.
Okay, hold on. Okay. I haven't read anything. I'm too nervous. Okay, hold on.
Everyone's liking it, babe.
I'm so nervous. Okay. I think I'm done for right now. This is crazy. Yay! Woo!
Congratulations!
Finally!
Your baby has been birthed!
Yeah! I'm so happy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna
He also congratulated her on stage in Fort Worth, Texas.
I want to say, as your counterpart, as the person that married you, like Netflix, which is now the most worldwide successful network of all time, better than ABC, NBC, Fox, all that stuff. Netflix is streaming across the world. They looked at her and said, "We love your character, your concept. We want to give you a show and we want you to be in charge of it." And that's so cool. It's so cool. And as a husband, I can watch this and feel a little intimidated. Wow, this woman, she's doing so many things. But then I can wake up and say, I married such an amazing person. And it's not a big deal, but can we bring out some flowers or something? Like, she deserves it. Every day's a beauty pageant for you, baby.
Colleen talks about how happy she was to hear that Netflix had picked up her show in this live stream.
And then I got a phone call and it was my agent. It was my agent. So it was a bunch of people on the phone. And I was like, hello. And they're like, hi, Colleen. And they listed all the people on the phone call. And I was like, what is going on? Is my agent about to drop me? Like, what's happening? And he was like, we just want to let you know that Netflix is picking up your show. It's 8 episodes and they want to do the whole series. It's a Netflix original series. And they like told me all this information. I was like, and I like screamed. I was like, oh my God. And I hung up the phone and I didn't want to go tell Josh because I didn't want to like ruin his day because this day was supposed to be about him, but I was like just so excited, so I was like trying to keep it a secret, but I couldn't because I was so happy and so proud.
They finished out the Joshleen tour at the end of January and moved into their new home on February 1st, 2016. Colleen mentioned that she did not want to show too much of the house due to recent disruptive fan behavior. She stated that fans would show up to the house that they were renting and steal their mail and just be rude. She then says that she and Josh are planning to start a family in this house, so she doesn't want fans showing up randomly.
Since we bought this house, we're going to live here for a really long time, and we don't want people to figure out where we're living and like come and basically harass us at our home, especially since we're going to start having kids soon, and we don't want, you know, the doorbell ringing because someone wants a picture with Miranda and my baby's asleep, you know, stuff like that.
I do have a question for you guys to think about. Do you think that she actually thought she was going to start a family with Josh? Or do you think she only said that to upkeep the Joshleen image?
Also, everyone on the internet thinks there's something wrong with me and Josh. Like, I don't know what is going on, but like the internet is exploding and making things up.
On March 24th, 2016, Colleen is on a live stream. Here's Josh coming home and says this.
I think Josh just got home. That's good news. But it means he's gonna make me get off the live stream.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
First of all, what the hell is she doing at her grown-ass age? Who told her that was cute? Give me a second for me to bleach my eyes. Guys, I was physically cringing when I was watching this. Oh my God, it's so bad I can't. Josh was also being really cringe in this live stream as well.
Joshua, everyone's saying Joshua.
Josh, kiss Joshua. Kiss him, he's so attractive. Oh my God.
Sarah Jane.
Stop the cringe fest, please. Anyway, you can tell that Colleen still had hard feelings about the MTV True Life reality show that they filmed back in 2013.
We were on a reality TV show and they were like, we're going to make it about being a YouTuber and how cool it is to be a YouTuber. And I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. And then they filmed us for 6 months and then showed 20 minutes of us like out the 1 or 2 fights we had and made us look really bad. And it was a horrible experience and I was crying for like a week. That was a few years ago.
On March 27, 2016, Colleen tweeted this. On April 10th, 2016, Colleen is jumping off the walls because she is moving to Vancouver to film her Netflix show. At the same time, Josh is in California because he's about to go off on his solo tour.
We're on the plane and it's making really weird noises, which is a little concerning. But yeah, we're headed to Canada. Pretty exciting stuff. A very dramatic goodbye with Josh. Can you hear me at all? I'll talk to you when I land.
Sorry. I just said bye to her and Corey. You gotta encourage the people in your life when they have dreams and pursuits. You gotta encourage them. And I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not the best cheerleader in the world when it comes to Colleen because I get selfish. Because I want her all to myself. It's hard to share her with all of you and to share her with anything. You know, I think maybe it's human to want to keep the person you love all to yourself, but it's also part of what love is to want that person to flourish in what they want to do. So to encourage the people in your life, and if you're watching this, Colleen, I'm sorry if I'm not the biggest cheerleader for you.
On May 1st, 2016, Josh came up to Vancouver to visit his wife. On May 3rd, 2016, Josh tweeted, "I honestly have never been more proud of my wife. Haters Back Off is truly going to be something special." When Josh came to visit her, fans definitely noticed that their dynamic isn't the same anymore, even though they're trying to prove the opposite with their words and Twitter posts kissing. She seems like she's trying to get away from him as much as possible and always seemed annoyed that Josh wanted to be with her. They just have zero chemistry. Fans are speculating that they're gonna get a divorce for a while now because these two are just so awkward and uncomfortable around each other now. May 6, 2016 shows that Erik's girlfriend was visiting him in Vancouver while he was filming for the Miranda Sings show. On May 8th, 2016, she posted damage control stating, "Definitely divorced. You guys caught us," along with 4 photos of them kissing. Keep in mind that this is 4 months before they got a divorce. On May 15th, 2016, Josh posted a YouTube video addressing the concerns with his marriage. He stated that fans were concerned with the two of them not always being together, and he said the reason for that was that Colleen was in Canada, and she works till 5 a.m. every day. He says that he was proud of her and he's gonna go visit her when his tour is over. He says that they're not getting a divorce, and that he chooses Colleen and she feels the same way.
The whole thing with Colleen, are you guys getting a divorce, which is so incredibly extreme. I know what you guys think. We're not together all the time anymore, and if you don't see your OTP together 24/7 like we were, then you think there's, you know, some other stuff going on. She's in Canada and she works till like 5 a.m. every day, and we try to talk as much as we can, and I'm proud of her, and I'm gonna go visit her in a couple of weeks when my tour's over. We're not getting a divorce. I love her. I choose her. I want to choose her. She chooses me, and it's hard not being together.
Josh, please, just speak for yourself. You don't need to speak for Colleen, especially since that's not the truth. He says that it's not easy to be apart, but they love each other, and he would do anything for her the moment that she asks.
It's not easy to not be with your person and grow with them and be a part of their day and their inside jokes, but we love each other. We're not getting a divorce. I would do anything for her the moment she asked. I love her, and she loves me.
I definitely do think that Josh would have done anything for her, but would she do anything for him? Absolutely not. She wouldn't even call him when she was in Canada. This one-sided love was bound to fall apart. During the shooting of her Netflix show, many fans noticed that she is very flirty with her director, Andrew Gaynard. You guys just had to be there at this time. She was chasing him down and was being such a flirt. And apparently, Adam McIntyre claims that she'd said in the group chat with her minor fans that Andrew was cute, and she was saying this like all the time. Anyways.
Oh, she used to like do Snapchats like I'm posted on her public story. Like this wasn't even to me. Like public thing, following him around, like flirting with him and stuff. She wanted that.
This situation was just super embarrassing for her husband. I remember being in 8th grade, looking at those Snapchats and asking what Josh is thinking about this. Josh said in 2023 that he felt like she did these things, even though she knew he was uncomfortable because he felt like she resented him. He said she didn't act like she liked him, and he felt like he wasn't in a relationship half the time. The people noticing her flirting with Andrew made him feel embarrassed as well. Poor guy. Okay, side question. Do you guys remember when every YouTuber made a big deal of YouTube Red and were saying they weren't going to get paid anymore because the subscription money isn't going towards them? 2 of the people that were whining the most over this was Colleen and Rachel Ballinger, but mostly Colleen. In October of 2015, she watched a video that said the best way to support creators is through Patreon. She said,
I despise when people do this because I think it's tacky, but I just watched a video and it said that the best way to support creators is through Patreon. What's Patreon? It's like a website. I hate it. And it's like a website where you go like, support me, donate to my Patreon. And it's basically a place where people can just like donate money to your life so that you can keep creating content.
Ooh.
But I've always thought
so
it was
it's
tacky.
like the kid, yeah, because you're just asking kids to give you money.
Yeah, and I don't like it.
No, but I mean, I once got a few kids to send me $1 in the mail, but that was
Patreon's like a organization where like you can pay.
Where it's like, oh, if you want me to make an epic video, give me money for it.
Yeah, and like
okay,
and so. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've always been super against it. Like I've never wanted to have a Patreon.
well, guess what they have now, because nobody watches them anymore and they don't have any sponsors that want to work with them. You guessed it, a Patreon. On May 26, 2016, Colleen officially took out Evans from her name on social media. Back then, guys, this was the biggest news on the planet. Why did she change her handle? Did they get a divorce? And the cherry on top is that she hasn't posted Josh in 2 weeks. So yes, fans were very confused. On June 1st, 2016, Colleen's brother Christopher posted a vlog where you can see Colleen and Erik painting portraits on the same canvas. Colleen claimed that they ran out of portraits, so they have to share one. But considering how much this woman lies, do we really believe her? Fans also noticed that she wasn't wearing her wedding ring, and it was very clear that they were flirting in this vlog. Listen, I get being friendly with your coworker, but there should be a boundary that shouldn't be crossed and respect that you need to give to your current partner. To invite your coworker to all of your family hangouts is suspicious to say the least. And to not even have her wedding ring on? That woman was plotting. On June 6, 2016, Colleen would return back to California and would not mention anything about Josh for 2 days. I know, guys, it sounds dramatic because 2 days is nothing, but back then, Colleen was documenting everything, so this raised a lot of red flags within the fandom. Erik is also back in California on this day and had a pool day with his girlfriend and her dog. On June 16th, 2016, when Colleen was back in Vancouver, she was doing an apartment tour. When she was showing the things that she had put on her wall, she showed us a card that Erik had given her when they wrapped the shooting of Haters Back Off, and you can see that he drew puzzle pieces on the card. That probably means that he and Colleen have an inside meaning for puzzle pieces like, I don't know, maybe you're the missing piece to my puzzle? Josh was in the next room, by the way. On June 23, 2016, Colleen would be back in California to attend VidCon alongside her family. Josh would be in attendance too, and you know who else? Erik. Yes, Colleen brought Erik to go to a YouTuber event. And in this clip on her brother's channel, which is now a members only exclusive.
Did you guys just get yelled at?
Yeah, we got yelled at. Is that still recording?
Patch this off.
You just vlogged. You turned it around and looked at yourself. You just vlogged. Erik just vlogged for the first time. Erik, I'm so proud of you. You turned it. Look at you vlogging. You're vlogging. He was vlogging.
And yes, guys, I signed up for the free trial just so I can get this video. You can see Colleen flirting with Erik before she knew that the camera was on. The eyes, the voice changing. You could not tell me she didn't want that cookie. You can see her whole demeanor changed once she noticed that she was being filmed. When they were done with the Netflix booth, the whole Ballinger family hopped in a car, and coincidentally, Erik was sitting in the middle of Colleen and Corey, while Rachel, Christopher, and Jessica were in the back. I've seen some people say Josh was sitting next to Erik, but that's not true. It was actually Corey. It doesn't seem like Josh was with them at VidCon at all on June 23rd. In this part of the video, Colleen was complaining about how Erik vlogged in Christopher's vlog but refused to vlog in hers. It turned into a flirty back and forth between the two.
Erik, because he wanted to be in my vlog now. He doesn't want to be a vlogger. He's not all about that, and fine, to each his own. However, he vlogged in Christopher's vlog and he wouldn't vlog in mine, and now he's refusing. He won't even let me show him. So my goal by the end of
What's up, it's Erik. I'm starting my own follow me.
That was my favorite thing ever.
Her family must have known what was going on. The way they were interacting didn't come off as just friends at all. And Josh was so close to them too. For them to know that Colleen was allegedly cheating on Josh with Erik is such a backstab to Josh. There's no way they didn't have a guilty conscience, but what could they have done? They probably felt like they owed Colleen because they were all riding on her coattails anyway. The only reason anyone even knows their name is because of Colleen, and she probably subtly reminds them of that too. I remember when Colleen posted an unlisted YouTube video crying about how she felt so much pressure to not fail because all of her family members relied on YouTube as their primary income due to Colleen's success. Do you guys remember that video? It was under her How I Pack video that she posted in 2015. On June 24, 2016, Colleen is doing a panel at VidCon with her family. During this panel, there are a couple things that raise red flags. First, one of the questions she was asked was, what was your favorite thing about Canada? And she said that she in fact is still living there and she came down to California for VidCon, but she loves everything in Canada. Then she says that she does miss being around her family and friends. No mention of Josh, and they are married at this point, guys. Please keep that in mind. She has been in Canada for months, but she does not even mention missing her husband when stating who she misses.
Yeah, I love it. The weather's nice. It's all perfect. I love it there. But I do miss being around my family and friends. That's
Obviously.
the one stinky thing.
Then she was asked to describe Corey in 3 words, and she said perfect, selfless, and her favorite. Y'all, Josh's face says everything. He looked uncomfortable and honestly pissed off, and rightfully so. Because what do you mean your friend is your favorite and not your husband sitting right next to you? And this whole clip just hits different when you know that Colleen actually had a crush on Corey back in college before she found out he was gay.
Describe Corey in 1 word.
Oh no.
Okay, you can use 3.
Okay. Corey, yeah, perfect. He's selfless.
That's true.
And he's my favorite. I don't know. That's more than 3 words. I don't know. He's the best. He's perfect.
And last but not least, she gets asked to pick who's the better kisser, her husband Josh or her sister Rachel. And yeah, they had some weird, borderline, incesty jokes going on that I'm not even going to get into right now. She goes, "Oh man," and then says Joshua, and you literally see Josh's head whip around like he's shocked she actually picked him for once. You can tell he was not expecting that at all. And then, like the mean girl she is, she picks Rachel because her lips are so soft.
Who's a better kisser, Joshua or Rachel? Who's a better kisser, Joshua or Rachel? That's a good question. Oh man, Joshua, I love you, but Rachel's lips are so soft.
Your husband is right there and clearly just wants to be chosen for once, and you still can't even give him that. Later that night, she left with Corey and went back to her and Josh's house that they shared together. She left early because, according to Josh, she was bigger and better than them. Josh stayed back because he wanted to spend more time there and he loved it. Someone told Josh, "Hey, while you're out, she's having a few people over to the house." Josh asks, "Who?" And they said, Corey, his lover at the time, Rachel, her boyfriend at the time, and of course, Erik. Also, who do you guys think told him? I only have one person in mind right now, and that's Christopher, Colleen's brother. Him and Josh were pretty close, and Christopher was at VidCon with them, so he knew where Colleen was going and who she was going with. He knew that Josh wouldn't tell Colleen that he told him because they were super close guys. But that's just my theory. Josh was originally supposed to stay the night near VidCon, but something was telling him to go home, so he drove home. Meanwhile, she keeps bugging him saying, "Are you in your hotel room? Where are you?" And 15 minutes before he got home, he texted her back and said that he's actually almost home. And oh my god, am I disappointed, guys. Why did he do that? I genuinely think he did that because he did not want his suspicions to come true. He did not want to be proven right that Colleen was cheating on him. But damn, I just wish he would have just let it play out. He said, when he walked through those doors, it reeked of alcohol and cigarettes and the house was empty. Then he went upstairs and Colleen was sitting on the bed playing her ukulele. On July 2nd, 2016, Colleen would post the infamous lazy anniversary vlog. Towards the beginning of the vlog, Colleen tells the viewers that they're not doing anything and just having a little staycation at their house. Josh then says that they spend so much time apart and their lives are in opposite directions that it's nice to be together. Then, you guys, he said, maybe in a few months they'll go to Hawaii.
We are kind of having a little staycation at the house today. We aren't doing anything. We're like just hanging out at home, and that's what we're doing. So.
Well, we spent so much time apart that
you know, since the start.
Sorry, Big Brother's playing. I think it's a good idea. I think where our lives are so in opposite directions, it's nice just to like be together. And then maybe in a few months we'll go to Hawaii.
Maybe, I hope so. We'll see.
Spoiler alert, that Hawaii trip that Josh was talking about never happened because they would get a divorce that September. Oh, and she would go to Hawaii with Erik 2 months after the divorce. Later that day, they would do an anniversary live stream on Josh's channel. Josh says one thing he dislikes about Colleen is how often he has to be away from her due to her work.
One thing I dislike about you is how much time I have to spend away from you. But it's also like, again, it's another double-edged sword because like I'm so proud of the stuff that you're doing, and it's incredible to see from a distance all the things that you're doing and people that came together for an idea that you came up with. It's like inspiring, and it inspires a lot of people. But at the same time, it's like in this, I'm not just like a fan, like I'm your husband. So it becomes difficult to be on my side to know that like because of these wonderful aspirations, I do have to spend a lot of time not with you. You know, it's what you sign up for. And so, yeah.
Cool. But yeah, today we're like just chilling and doing nothing, which is amazing because I have been going non-stop, and tomorrow I'm going non-stop, and then
today was our only window
today's
of time.
like my only day where I'm doing.
We had plans early on in the marriage that, you know, live for our anniversary, but because of how crazy her schedule is, we were like, you know what would probably be the best thing? Let's just have a day, just the two of us. Let's just have a day of being together, which is something I don't think we really ever. When's the last time we did a day? Not like a meal, but like a day.
Literally never.
It might have been our honeymoon.
They want to know the hashtag.
And throughout my video, you will notice the consistency of Josh wanting to be with Colleen, and she is constantly prioritizing her work before him all the time. Nothing else would come out of this live stream. They were singing the entire time. Boring next. Colleen said that she didn't get him a gift, so she wrote him a song instead, and while she was singing the song to him, he just looked uncomfortable and disconnected the whole time. Is is it just me, or is this giving the time Tori gave Trina a song as her birthday present?
So where's my present?
On July 5th, 2016, Colleen posted a vlog where she seems like she's in a really happy mood. She's back in town celebrating the 4th of July with her family, and she's introducing everyone there like her sister, mom, her friends, cousins. She even introduced Rachel's boyfriend, Matt. I'm surprised Erik wasn't there. Then later in the vlog, Josh literally has to introduce himself, and Colleen doesn't even acknowledge him at all. After that, they go watch fireworks, and there's a clip of Colleen laying on Josh, but there's just this kind of sadness in his eyes that viewers pointed out in the comments. Looking back now, it's kind of hard to ignore. Later that night, Colleen went on a live stream to answer fan questions. Someone asked how she and Josh stay connected when they're apart, and she joked, "Apparently, we're divorced according to you guys."
We stay in contact a lot of different ways, but we don't talk that much because we're both so busy. So we actually don't talk too much, but we do talk every single day. Like we text and we call and all that fun stuff. But long distance is hard, you know? I don't know. Apparently we're divorced according to you guys, so.
It's like she was trying to gaslight us, especially since she was already planning to divorce him at that point. This was 3 months before the actual divorce, and she still seemed like she was trying to hold on to the whole Joshleen image for the viewers and make herself look good. On July 17th, 2016, Colleen goes on a live stream again and gets a question about what she does when she misses Josh, but instead of answering the question directly, she redirects it and talks about what she does when she misses anyone. She said this because she never misses Josh.
What do I do when I miss Josh? When I miss Josh, I don't like feeling sad feelings. I'm not good at feeling sad feelings. So when I miss anyone, I usually if I'm home, if I miss someone, I'll just call them.
This was the phase of her life when she was having the time of her life in Vancouver and was surrounded by her TV cast that she loved so much. The only reason why she ever went back to LA was because she missed her family, not Josh. On July 20th, 2016, Colleen is back in Vancouver, and Josh calls her while she's on a live stream talking to her kid audience, and she seems very annoyed with him and definitely does not want to be talking to him. It's such an uncomfortable thing to watch, like I'm getting secondhand embarrassment. She says, "I'm doing a live stream. Can I call you in a little bit?" And he says, "I don't want you to go yet." He says he knows she's busy, but he hasn't eaten anything since the show and he's starving, but he just wanted to say hi before he could do that. So we can see him trying to prioritize her, and she just says, "Well, hello, I love you." And he asks if she's going to make room for him in the bed since he's visiting her tomorrow, and she says, "If you're lucky." And he says, "Not that I'm lucky. I'm your husband, so there should be some room in the bed." And she said, "We'll see." And she said that she has to make room for her ukulele.
Rama, oh, it's Joshua. Hello, Joshua. I'm doing a live stream. I'm gonna say hi here. I'll put you on speaker.
What?
You're on speaker.
Hi, live stream. It's me, Joshua.
Yeah, you're in my phone. Like I've saved, for some reason, every time I get a new phone, I've saved you as something different. Well, I'm doing a live stream. Can I call you in a little bit?
I don't want you to go yet.
Okay.
I just got into the room and I know you're busy, but I'm about to go. I haven't eaten anything since the show and I'm starving. I just wanted to say hi before I go do that.
Well, hello. I love you.
So you're gonna live stream for how long?
Just a little bit. I'm gonna unpack my suitcases and just gossip with the kids on the interwebs.
Are you gonna make some room in your bed for me?
If you're lucky.
It's not that I'm lucky. I'm your husband, so there should be some room in the bed for when I get there tomorrow.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
I don't know. We'll see.
What does that even mean? I'm your husband. There should be room.
I know, but there's blankets, and I have to make room for my ukulele. You know?
Y'all, I'm cringing so hard at how annoyed and icked out she is by him. And then she threatens to sing to us. She sounds awful. I know Adam McIntyre said that Colleen thinks she's the best singer in the world, but somebody needs to give her a reality check. Her voice is not meant to sing pop songs. Miranda also ruined her voice so much she didn't even sound good in Broadway, and you could literally hear Miranda coming out.
So I'm just fine, inside my shell, she
On August 12th, 2016, the pair would post their last video together. This video was called the Oreo Challenge, and it was uploaded to Josh's channel. In the video, Colleen was doing some out-of-pocket things like sticking her tongue into his mouth while he was blindfolded. Then she acted nice to him and said she loved him so that he could trust her again, and then she continued to stick her foot in his mouth. She was also burping again, like she always does, and once again, it's not cute or funny or quirky. Then she licked the inside of the Oreo and stuck them back together. That's just disgusting, and I would never do that to my partner. She's treating him like complete garbage, but he was so brainwashed by her. He thought this behavior was normal. But a normal viewer can tell that she absolutely despised him. On August 31st, 2016, Colleen would upload a vlog talking about a really uncomfortable situation where a man in Munich came up to her and basically assumed she was a prostitute and told her to come to his hotel room. She said how gross and scary it felt, and then started reading comments from people. Some were supportive, but others were blaming her and saying it was because of what she was wearing. She also said, when she told Josh, his first question was, "What were you wearing?" And you can tell that really bothered her. She kind of calls that out and explains how that question shifts the blame onto her, even though it's obviously not her fault at all. I actually agree with her here. She was clearly upset that Josh even asked what she was wearing because that question immediately put the blame on her instead of the guy who was being weird. And she's right. What she was wearing literally doesn't matter. But at the same time, I think it's kind of weird how she uploaded this video so close to her divorce video. It almost feels like she was trying to paint Josh in a bad light and get fans to slowly turn against him. Because if people already had a reason to not like him, then the divorce would go smoother for her. I don't know, at the end of the day, there is no such thing as the perfect victim. Instead of directly calling out Josh, couldn't she just group him in with the rest of the people asking what she was wearing and just talked about how harmful that question is towards women? She's never had a problem acting like he was a nobody before. On September 28, 2016, she posted a promo photo for Haters Back Off 2 days before her divorce announcement, and I can't help but think that the timing wasn't random. It feels like she posted it right before the divorce so that when people watched the video, they'd go to her Instagram and immediately see that she had a TV show coming out on October 14th. September 30th, 2016 would be the day Joshleen fans' hearts got broken. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing when this news broke. In fact, I even posted on my Sinsta about how sad I was. In their videos, Josh wants to let everybody know that he did not want this divorce. He is not choosing this. He wants her. Throughout his video, Josh looks devastated and genuine about his feelings.
Let me just get into it. Colleen and I are no longer together, and Colleen is divorcing me. But I want it to be known that I am not choosing this divorce. I don't want this divorce. I want her, but I truly believe that she thinks that she's making the right decision. I love her. I'm in love with her. I wish nothing but success and happiness for her. And that just does not involve me anymore. So, I love you guys, and I hope I'll come back. I really want to come back. I just can't be here now. I gotta go find some kind of peace, because I don't feel any peace right now. So,
Colleen said in her divorce video that the two were getting a divorce because they've always butted heads and that it was never a perfect relationship. She says that there were really hard parts in their relationship that they didn't show to the viewers. Throughout her video, Colleen tried to look devastated and genuine, but it was weird because she was audibly crying, but there weren't any tears coming out of her eyes. But again, her viewers were young, as was I, so we ate it up. Both of them announced that they were going to take a break from YouTube to properly feel their emotions the right way. Circling back to the Swoop documentary, Josh said that he didn't want to make a divorce video and even goes on to say that it was traumatizing. He stated that he didn't see the divorce coming and that she just threw it on him. He wanted to wait and feel his emotions before he took it online.
Making that divorce video was traumatizing. She had just told me, I'm making a video to announce this and I'm releasing it in a few days. And I said, can we wait? Because you just threw this big thing on me. I didn't see it coming. I don't want to make a video about this. Can we just not say anything and work on how we're going to discuss this.
But he said that Colleen doesn't care if he doesn't make a video because her video is going to come out on this date at this time because she did not want anything to interfere with the Haters Back Off launch on October 14th. And that makes a lot of sense as to why their videos were uploaded back to back. He says that she started to say things that she wanted him to say.
And she said that would interfere with her launch for her show. And she did not want anything to take momentum away from her Netflix show. And that she was making a video, whether I liked it or not. And that it was going to go out on this specific day. And she started saying the things that she wanted me to say.
I hate that I can't control that it's going to end up in the hands of all these people who are going to be so mean and use it as thumbnail clickbait and titles of news articles. It's so gross to use our heartbreak as a way to get attention. So gross.
Do you guys see how disgusting of a human being she is and how much she cares about how the public sees her? I know I'm dogging on her a lot in this video, but I am completely justified in doing so. She's such a vile human being, it's hard to comprehend. He also said that they didn't have a prenup because he didn't want to take anything from her. He could have asked for half of everything, but he wasn't going to do that because if she didn't want him, she didn't want him.
I chose not to take half because if she didn't want me, she didn't want me. And that was clear. So why would I want her to pay me money?
He is way better of a person than me because if I was going into a marriage with a person as wealthy as her, trust, that prenup would have been done. She had that Netflix, tour, YouTube, and book money. If we got a divorce, she would have been 50% poor because there's no way I'm leaving without my cut. In all seriousness though, Josh was a really good person for that. 8 days later, Colleen would return to YouTube with a vlog. She said that everyone has been telling her to stay offline, but she argued that it's making her really sad because being online makes her really happy. She said that she likes her job and she wants to do what's right in her heart and wants to make videos again. She said that she's not going to talk about her personal situation that she's going through, so we don't need to ask about it. And I believe this is true. But there was also another motive to her quick comeback. When they announced the divorce, the launch of her Netflix show was only 15 days away. You would be crazy if you thought she was going to stay silent up until her big premiere. She knew she was on a time crunch, so she took a week off and spent the next 7 days promoting the shit out of her show.
I am going to do a video every single day in preparation for my show coming out.
Her plan was to post the divorce video, say that she's going to go on a break so fans aren't suspicious, takes a week off, says she came back because she loves to vlog her life and that it's her therapy, but fans can't really attack her because technically she did take some time to heal. She didn't take a lot of time, but still time regardless. I believe she had a whole plan surrounding her divorce to Netflix show timeline. Her comment section was extremely supportive and everyone was absolutely on her side. She had a few fans questioning why she took such a short break, but the love drowned out the concerns for the most part. Because guys, think about it, after years of her telling fans they mean everything to her, replying to them physically on paper or social medias, going live all the time to answer questions, being in group chats with her fans, and sharing her feelings when she's sad or crying, it's not surprising that her fans ended up forming such a parasocial connection with her. They feel like they know her and will, of course, blindly follow her. She doesn't even give him the space to grieve their relationship. Instead, she pushes him to confront everything right away so it won't interfere with the launch of her show if he tries to upload his video later. And those who question her would get attacked by her parasocial minor army. On October 7th, 2016, she tweets out that her show comes out in a week, and that this year has been such a whirlwind. 'Cause no, you can't let your fans think that you're already okay, so you have to throw in a divorce reference at the end. Then, in her vlog on October 8th, 2016, she said that she has to do a lot of press for her Netflix show and promotes it shamelessly, and talks about the bad timing as if she didn't plan this whole thing out.
So as part of like my work with Netflix and my show coming out October 14th, I'm very excited.
BFFR. What did that spell? B fucking for real.
I have to do a lot of press to promote the show, and it's just kind of how life works. The timing is kind of a bummer, but that's okay.
I'm so sick of her. She is such a pathological liar, and it makes me so angry. Anything to keep the fans, I guess. On October 10th, 2016, Colleen is mad that fans are upset that she's keeping them in the dark about her divorce, and tweets, "Spread happiness, not hate. I mean, girl, what did you expect? You take a week off, and of course, fans are going to be supportive, but then they're going to feel betrayed because you're not sharing anything about your divorce. You got them used to being parasocial with you, but want to get mad because suddenly they're parasocial when it comes to a relationship that they've supported? Make it make sense. October 14th, 2016 would be the day that Colleen officially filed a divorce from Joshua. This is public information, by the way. This is the same day that Haters Back Off would come out on Netflix. On October 26, 2016, Erik posted a picture with his girlfriend's dog. Colleen commented under the post saying, "TBH, I'm disappointed that you aren't in a matching costume. BFFR, you are so slimy and shady. Both of you are. Leave the dog out of your mess. Why do you have to drag it into your drama?" And also, why is Colleen commenting under a post with his ex-girlfriend's dog? The fuck? Weirdo as hell. On the Halloween of 2016, allegedly Erik and his girlfriend attended Colleen's Halloween party, but apparently the photo used to be on his Instagram. These would be Erik and his girlfriend's last public photos together. On November 2nd, 2016, Josh made his first appearance back on the internet with a duet with his sister, Erin. He dedicates the video to her for helping him get through one of the hardest times in his life. This video is really emotional. You see Josh singing at first, and then Erin comes in and comforts him while he's crying, and she ends up crying with him too. It's just a really vulnerable moment, and you can tell how much he was going through at that time and how much she was helping him get through it. On the same day, Colleen would post a vlog, and in it, she talks about how she was reading comments and kind of spiraled after seeing negative ones. She says she knows hate and criticism come with her job, but it still affects her because she's human. Then she says she wants to focus on positivity and only share the happy parts of her life online instead of the negative stuff. She goes on to contradict herself by saying that she doesn't see a point in sharing bad or personal things, especially if it involves other people, and that moving forward, she just wants her content to be about happiness and good moments. She ends by basically telling people to be kind, not spread rumors, and that you never know what someone is going through behind the scenes.
Started reading comments. Love my job, and I know that this comes with my job, is hate and criticism and people assuming things about you and telling you who you are and what you are. People just making stuff about you. It's crazy. I never thought that choosing to show you guys happiness and good things and choosing to show the internet the positive side of my life would have backlash. I want to share the good, not dwell on the negative and the bad. Everyone deals with life differently and deals with issues in life very differently, and I'm choosing to better my life and make choices to feel happy and fulfilled, and I'm just surprised that that is making people hate me.
Can you shut the fuck up?
I'm not gonna share everything negative and awful in my life with you guys because I don't see the positive outcome in doing that. And I also don't want to talk about things that involve other people without their permission.
But this is where I'm like, since when? She's acting like she suddenly wants to keep things positive and not share negative parts of her life. But let's be honest, she has never held back before. This is the same person who has posted thousands of videos crying, venting, oversharing, and talking about every little thing going wrong in her life. She's even admitted it in her video of May 2020.
You aren't just my fans, you're my friends. We all have seen me cry way too many times on this channel about things I probably should have kept to myself. I definitely overshare, and I have definitely overshared with fans when they have asked me what's wrong or asked me how I'm feeling or try to console me when I'm feeling down. I definitely have overshared in the past with them and talked with them a little too much when I should have kept things to myself or talked to family or close friends instead.
I feel so sorry for anyone who was a part of my life in the past because I air out all my dirty laundry on the internet now. So if you have ever, anyone who's ever been a part of my life, anyone who's ever dated me or been my friend or screwed me over or anything, all of that tea is all over the internet now. At first I tried to be more subtle about it, but now I just tell you guys everything.
So why are you stopping now? And to me, it's pretty obvious. It's because she was over Josh a long time ago. Maybe even before the wedding. I genuinely think she went through with the wedding because Joshleen was at the peak of its career and she knew it would bring views. And then, once she got her Netflix show, she probably thought she was about to go fully mainstream and also fell for the director of Haters Back Off and went after Erik Stocklin after she found out the director wasn't interested. So the plan was to divorce Josh after that. But going mainstream didn't last for long because the general public were adults and thought her show and her character were weird as hell. And we've also heard from multiple people that behind the scenes, she talks badly about people but acts nice to their face. So it's why are you suddenly acting like you're all about positivity and kindness when that's not even how you move in real life? This whole tangent she was going on sounds so manipulative because she doesn't practice what she preaches. It's funny to watch, honestly. On November 15th through the 23rd, we would have Alohagate. Colleen mentioned in a vlog that she's going out to Hawaii for work. She said she's excited because her whole family is going to be there. For the first couple days, the trip consisted of Colleen, Rachel, Corey, and John. But people were skeptical why Colleen would awkwardly cram herself into the middle seat if there were only 4 people in a 5-seater car. Why? During Rachel's Hawaii vlog, fans spotted Erik in the background of her video and noticed that he and Colleen have matching towels. Now that explains why Colleen was in the middle seat. On the day Colleen was leaving Hawaii, a fan and her mom ran into her at the airport and allegedly Erik was there. The mom actually wanted a photo with Erik because she was a fan of his work, but they were told no due to contract reasons. Was that really the reason? Or was it because Colleen didn't want to be seen with her new boyfriend a few weeks after her divorce announcement? Colleen has said, either in the Relax podcast or YouTube video, I forget which one, that her and Erik weren't even that close for season 1 of Haters Back Off, and season 2 is when they got closer to each other. So why are you bringing him to your family vacation 2 months after your divorce announcement? Caught in another lie that she can't keep up with. This is the thing about Colleen. She lies so much that she cannot keep up with her lies. She continuously contradicts herself, but since she posts so many videos, fans tend to forget what she said or what she didn't say. On November 30th, 2016, Colleen would invite Erik to come to her Miranda show in Las Vegas. On December 10th, 2016, we would have the, once again, infamous Cabin Gate. Colleen goes live to announce that Rachel and her boyfriend have left her to go snowboarding in the mountains and that she's all alone. In Rachel's vlog, fans spotted Erik in the background once again, which caused Rachel to panic and go back to crop him out of it. But it was already too late. That clip caused her fandom to speculate. Colleen cleared the air by saying that Erik only tagged along with them so that he can teach Rachel how to snowboard because he used to be a snowboard instructor. While they were out snowboarding, Colleen, of course, goes live to react to an episode of Haters Back Off. In this clip, Colleen is talking about filming a scene with Erik for Haters Back Off. She says the scene was really awkward because they didn't know each other very well at the time. They had to stand super close and stare into each other's eyes for hours while filming, and since they were basically strangers, it felt uncomfortable. She says that she started making weird faces and acting awkward in between takes because of how uncomfortable she felt.
You know, it's really awkward to shoot because Erik and I didn't know each other very well. Like now we're pretty good friends, but back then we didn't know each other well. So when we shot this scene, to have to look someone in the face this close for hours, you guys.
Okay, so she's saying they barely knew each other and weren't close, but at the same time, he's going on family hikes with you and showing up on your Instagram multiple times during the filming of Haters Back Off. That's not giving we barely know each other. That's something you do with someone you're already comfortable with. She also said this on a live stream on July 17th, 2016.
And the other actor is Erik Stocklin, who's a really good friend of mine. I adore him. And he's super, super talented, and he plays Miranda's best friend.
So which one is it? Because those two things don't really match. From 2017 to 2018, Colleen would slowly drop little hints of Erik in her vlogs and videos. It felt like she was easing her very parasocial audience into seeing him more, getting them familiar and comfortable with him. Then once fans started liking them together and shipping them, that's when their relationship can be viewed as friends to lover situation and not a I cheated with you kind of relationship.
Josh says tonight I look like the girl that would make you cheat on your boyfriend.
No, I said if you were in a WB show, you would be the girl that makes like the good guy cheat on the good girl.
Is it the shoes?
It's the leather jacket, the maroon and dark lipstick. It's the leather jacket, dark lipstick.
On March 12, 2017, Josh would be very frustrated in a video. He is looking for answers. In this video, Josh starts off by saying he's not okay. He explains that when people ask him how he's doing, they're not just asking casually anymore, and that they're genuinely worried. And for the first time, he admits honestly that he's struggling. He then talks about how people think they really know YouTubers because they watch them all the time. But in reality, viewers are only seeing a version of them, not their full or real life. So when something big happens, like drama or a breakup, people are shocked because they thought everything was perfect.
I'm not okay. I'm just not okay. Maybe the last 20 times I hung out with different people, the first thing they ask is, how you doing? How are you? And I know what they mean. It's not your typical friend, how are you? They are genuinely concerned. Like, how are you, Josh?
I've seen your Twitter. How are you? And for the first time, I responded completely 100% authentic and honest. And I said, I'm not okay. I'm just not okay.
A big part of what he's saying is about authenticity. He says that on YouTube, a lot of creators feel pressure to act a certain way or present a perfect version of themselves that people will like. But that's not always who they really are. He relates this to his own situation, saying that after everything that happened in his life, his divorce and public attention, he struggled with what he was allowed to say or feel online. He didn't know if he should speak up, stay quiet, be emotional, or act okay. Even when he tried to get away from everything, like going home to Georgia, he still couldn't escape it because it was being talked about everywhere, even on TV. At the end of the video, he says that this video isn't aimed at one specific person or situation. It's about the YouTube community as a whole and how people, including him, have contributed to this culture of being fake or overly polished online. And keep these kind of videos he's making in mind because later down the road, Josh would be one of the many victims of a Trisha Paytas attack. April 12th, 2017 would be the day Erik's ex-girlfriend would take to Instagram to post a photo about how a few months ago she wouldn't shower, eat, and cried herself to sleep most of the night. Now, think about what would cause her to cry all night for months. Would it be because she was cheated on by the person who she thought was her beacon in the night and favorite adventure partner? I really feel so sorry that she had to go through this. Absolutely, no one should ever have to experience the pain of being cheated on. It's really unfortunate, but she definitely handled this whole situation with grace. On April 18, 2017, Josh and Colleen's divorce would be finalized. On May 20th, 2017, Colleen posted on her Snapchat to let people know that she's so happy and she loves her life. Later that day, she went on to tweet about how gossiping and spreading hate is so boring. Maybe she should take her own advice. A member from the Colleenies Weenies group chat came out to expose the things that Colleen has said privately to her kid fans in DMs regarding Josh and Erik. According to them, Colleen was openly dating Erik during 2017 that she would admit of. She shared photos of herself and Erik in the group chat as well as sharing info of their relationship. The age of the group chat members ranged from 13 to 17, so she's speaking to minors, by the way. In these DMs, Colleen is venting to fans who are strongly supportive of her, obviously, and extremely critical of Josh. Throughout the messages, she denies cheating allegations, saying that she was constantly working and didn't have time to cheat, saying how busy she was creating content, working on her Netflix show, and maintaining her career while barely sleeping. She says that the relationship was emotionally unhealthy, which I'm not going to deny, describes being yelled at for hours, called degrading names, and feeling like she was never allowed to be happy without upsetting him. I just want to point out what Erik said on their podcast together, by the way.
But I think that you exaggerate. That's true. You embellish. Mm-hmm. So when you say like so-and-so said this, and like the person probably said to you like, I said something in this tone. When you tell me what they said, you're like, they said this, like, bleh. You know what I mean? Like you are.
Here's the thing though. You
heighten whatever drama you've perceived, and you exaggerate
that's it.
It's also what Adam said.
Josh says that he was hanging out with other YouTubers and they were like, we want to let you know that we're supposed to hate you. And they were talking about Colleen and this text that during their honeymoon, during Colleen and Josh's honeymoon in Hawaii, which was the time when they were posting all these vlogs about how happy they are and stuff, Colleen was messaging Shane Dawson, making fun of him and saying that he was awful. And then Shane Dawson, of course, the morally corrupt Shane Dawson, leaked these texts to all of these YouTubers who then started shit-talking Josh. So Colleen was doing this to Josh on their happiest period, which was their honeymoon, which is just like, it doesn't surprise me, but it still surprises me. Now, Josh brings up stories of like Colleen shit-talking his career, shit-talking the fact he went on tour, and this is when they're like happily married, and it just is like, I don't think there's anyone that Colleen Ballinger is not going to shit-talk or throw under the bus, and that extends to her husband that she is ever so happy to film videos with and lovey-dovey and sell merch with, and I just think she's such an evil person. I really do.
She says that she always supported him and that she helped his career by getting him opportunities, paying for things, and traveling to see him, and said that she received little appreciation in return. Now, these messages come from a different group chat with minors called Winter Cockblockers. The conversations include a lot of sexual comments with people making jokes about bodies and sex. There are insults directed at Josh where she says that his dick is small and compares it to a pinky. Colleen is seen praising Erik in a very sexual way and asking her fans what move she should make on ball cocker, cock blocker, stock dick to children, by the way. These are things you should be saying to friends your age. Why the hell are you saying these to children that are a decade younger than you, weirdo? On June 11th, 2017, Colleen posted a vlog addressing the concerns of her divorce. She starts off this video by saying that she doesn't talk about the people who are in her life because she cares deeply about them, regardless of what anyone says or thinks. She said that on the internet, she just wants to make her fans smile and feel happy. She says the way she deals with the hard things in her life is she goes to therapy and talks about it with her therapist, her family, and best friend. She said that everyone deals with hardships differently. In June 2017, Josh uploaded a video on YouTube and talks about how he's not okay and hasn't been even before the divorce happened.
I haven't been okay ever since everything happened. Even before it all blew up in my face, kind of felt like I knew it was coming. If you get married, you and your best friend, your partner, should be the priority. And I believe in that. I believe in that. And that was not the case. I don't care what anyone has to say. I know my truth. That was not the case. That's what I want. That's what I believe in. I didn't believe in that for a long time because I was beaten down for so long, and I'm done with it. I'm done, and I'm ready to be confident in who I am. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think the things that I needed and wanted and desired in a relationship, I was taught that it wasn't, that I was a problem. I want to have a partner in life, in everything. And that was not what my marriage was. I was not someone's number one. And I'm ready for that. And I'm tired of feeling guilty for wanting that.
A viewer commented and said, "Sounds more like, I'm sorry I got caught." Josh responds and says, "More like, sorry I caught her. But thanks anyway." It kind of looks like he went on a commenting spree and proceeded to say, all she did was pursue passion. She also betrayed me, lied about me, and spread countless lies behind my back in our workplace to benefit her own popularity. When you marry someone who belittles everything you are and everything you've worked towards, then let's have a conversation, man. Seriously. The sad thing is, if I even post anything true about my life, y'all will only criticize me and bash me for standing up for myself while she looks like an angel. Bye. On June 14th, 2017, YouTuber Plant Eats uploaded a video about Josh and Colleen's divorce. In this video, he talks about how Colleen and Josh had very different personalities. Josh is more emotional and sensitive, while Colleen is more controlled and focused. She might get upset, but then quickly moves on and goes back to being upbeat. He thinks this difference may have caused tension over time. A big point he makes is about Colleen's career. Her career was growing really fast, so she started putting more and more time into work. Josh wanted more balance and more time together as a couple. While her career kept growing, their relationship started getting less attention. He thinks Josh started to feel like he wasn't a priority anymore and that he was losing her. At the same time, Colleen was probably feeling torn between her career and her marriage. Another important part is when Colleen moved to Vancouver to film her Netflix show. That made the distance and time apart even worse. He thinks this was a major turning point where things started falling apart more seriously. He points out moments in vlogs where it seems like Colleen is more focused on friends and work, while Josh just wants her attention. That imbalance is something he thinks was really noticeable near the end. Josh commented under this video and said, "A lot of truth here. Also, so much was done behind my back that I wasn't aware of until it was too late. Heart-wrenching stuff. That being said, I'll always love her." After that, do you guys remember the Oreo challenge video? Well, a fan commented under it saying, "She's so rude to him, and I know you're going to say they're being playful, but you can tell she's short with him, disrespectful, doesn't seem like she even wants to be near him." If I'm not mistaken, this was their last video together before the divorce. You can tell she's thinking about it here. She has to be. Not meaning she's thinking, I'm going to divorce him in a few weeks in this video LOL, but there's something off here. And it's from Colleen's side. I wonder if he noticed it at all or was just blinded by his love for her. Either way, it's really sad. He responds back and says, "No, I saw it. My friend saw it. My family saw it. Just always thought it would get better." You can tell that Josh really loved her, or at least loved the idea of her. His parents' marriage was such a blueprint for him. He thought he had to stick through abuse with who he thought was his person. It's very foolish, but Who hasn't done foolish things for love? He was very blinded at the time and just wanted to make his love story work. On August 25th, 2017, Colleen uploaded a YouTube video called I Thought I Was Pregnant. Colleen starts the video by saying she asked her followers on Twitter what story they wanted to hear, and the one about her thinking she was pregnant got the most votes. She then tells the story about a time when she was on tour and dealing with a lot of stress and health issues. One night during a show, she felt really sick, left the stage, and ended up collapsing backstage. It was really scary and she didn't know what was wrong. After that, her mom said she might be pregnant. At first she didn't think so, but then she realized she was late on her period, wasn't on birth control, and was in a serious relationship. So she started convincing herself that she probably was pregnant. She took a test and was super nervous waiting for the result, but it ended up being negative. So she wasn't actually pregnant. That was the story. On the same day, Josh tweeted this out. Erase me in every way, shape, and form, but talk about our real life, intimate details that could have started our family. Enjoy the ad revenue. One person said Colleen made that video just for attention and views. Another person defends her and says fans voted for that topic, so it wasn't just her idea. Then Josh responds and says she still chose to make it a poll and put that option out there. He adds that it was a really serious and personal moment for both of them, and it hurt him to see it turned into content like that. Someone defends Colleen again and says she didn't wake up trying to offend her ex, she was just sharing something that happened to her. Josh keeps responding to people and says it's unfair that he gets criticized for tweeting, but she can make a whole YouTube video about it and people are okay with that. He calls it double standards and says people can disagree respectfully, but he feels like she can say or do anything and people will defend her while he gets attacked just for speaking up. He eventually ends it all by saying, "I'm done for now. Can we all go back to talking about Jake Paul or something?" Later that day, Josh released a statement saying that people don't have to agree with him or how he expresses his feelings, but everything he's going through is real to him. He admits he used to care a lot about how people online perceived him, but he's learning that the internet doesn't define his life or fix what he's dealing with internally. He talks about how something recently triggered old memories that were painful and felt misrepresented online. He's frustrated that something very real and personal to him was turned into content for views, when for him it was a serious and emotional moment. He also acknowledges that maybe he shouldn't have reacted publicly, but at the end of the day, he's human and was just expressing how he felt. He says that real life and real relationships matter more than internet opinions or winning in public drama. He ends it off by saying that while the internet will move on, this situation will always be part of his life, and the only opinions that truly matter to him are from people who actually know him and were there.
I had the weirdest show of my life. I felt like I was gonna faint or throw up when I was on stage tonight. I don't know what was going on. I just felt really nauseous, and so I randomly was like, I knew I couldn't keep performing. I knew I was gonna faint or I was gonna throw up. Like, I knew. And so I was like, okay, now my camp counselors are gonna get you excited. And I walked off the stage. Josh and Rachel went on stage and were trying to like entertain the crowd for like 10 minutes.
I'm not gonna be sitting here by myself for the next, I don't know how long, just completely improvising something. So I was like, where's camp counselor Josh? I was like, I can't do this by myself. So I was like, Josh, get on stage. Josh came on stage. He had no clue what happened. He'd been on the other side of the stage, so he didn't know that Colleen wasn't feeling well. And so he comes on stage. I was like, Josh and I are going to entertain you now.
On September 12, 2017, fans would find the earliest evidence of Erik's puzzle tattoo in Colleen's video, Never Have I Ever, with the Haters Back Off cast. On December 4, 2017, Colleen, her family, and Erik went on their annual Hawaii trip. Fans spotted Erik's swim trunks in Colleen's bathroom and speculated that they might have been showering together. Colleen addressed the controversy and said this.
We need to talk about something. You guys caught me yesterday in my vlog. I was hula dancing, and there was something in the background while I was hula dancing that you guys all picked up on. Upon further inspection, a lot of you discovered that it was Erik's bathing suit dangling in the background behind me as I was hula dancing. Apparently to you guys, the bathing suit in the background proves that Erik and I showered together. Yesterday when we got to the hotel, not all of our rooms were ready yet, so one at a time our rooms became ready, and my room became ready first. Erik came up and took a shower and washed off his beachy sandiness, and then I went in to take a shower and his suit was dangling behind me. But no, Erik and I did not shower together yesterday. I wish we did. What?
Just kidding. That would have been nice. Just kidding. What? I didn't say that. Am I kidding? I'm kidding. It's just funny to me that people are so desperate to make me look like this horrendous human.
Do you believe it, or do you think she was just dropping hints? On the same vacation, Erik uploaded an Instagram story of Colleen with her ukulele. That lady and her ukulele, I swear. On January 14th, 2018, Josh tweets out about staying strong, being kind, and saying that some people are fake and will manipulate others to get ahead. He's also saying success isn't just about money or fame, and that you can live a good life without hurting people. On January 27, 2018, Josh would have a public crash out on the internet. He commented under a Colleen fan page saying, "She manipulated all of us. Enjoy babies with Erik," or whatever flavor of the month she thinks will bring her views. Josh did not stop there. He continues to reply to comments, this time to someone saying Colleen paid his bills. He pushes back and says he could have taken half of what she had because of what she did behind the scenes, but he chose not to and walked away with nothing. He also calls her manipulative and claims she only cares about people for views and tells the person to stay out of his personal life. In this comment, Josh is clapping back at someone who insulted him. He's saying they don't understand what he went through and that they should grow up before speaking on his situation. He says that they haven't experienced things like marriage, betrayal, and having the internet turn against you, so they can't really judge him. In this comment, he's responding to people calling him childish. He says if they actually lived his life and knew what he went through, they wouldn't say that. He accuses Colleen of manipulating viewers while hurting real people, and says he's the one left dealing with the pain, while everyone else paints him as the villain. He ate that last line down, y'all, did he not? In this comment, a Colleen fan shouted, "Erikleen," and Josh sarcastically said, "Cute AF, right? Yes." In this last one, people are saying Colleen hasn't spoken because she knows she's in the wrong, and others are supporting Josh and telling him to speak out. Josh responds by saying if she says anything, he'll tell the entire truth and that he's waiting for her to speak first. Judging off of this public crash out and from his past behavior, this divorce hit Josh really hard. He's replying to comments and obviously not handling it the best, but it's clear he's still hurt. Watching his ex move on so quickly and erase him like he was never part of her life would be frustrating for anyone. He's not perfect, so you can't expect him to handle this public situation perfectly. He went through something really painful and then had to see the internet take the other person's side, and that would mess with anyone. On February 16th, 2018, Erik commented under Colleen's book announcement saying, "Hi, yay, can't wait." On March 10th, 2018, Colleen tweets out, "Ask me anything, nothing off limits." Her sister Rachel replies and asks, "Is Erikleen real?" And her sister-in-law asks, "When will my kids get a new cousin?" Basically confirming that Erikleen is real. On March 18th, 2018, Colleen confirmed Erikleen.
I mean, I feel like it's as real as you want it to be, so do you want it to be real? Yes! Okay, well, girl! I'll just say this, like, Erik is really awesome. He's, like, wonderful. And, like, there's some things in life sometimes that, you know, my life is very, very public and always has been. But sometimes you want things for yourself. And especially when things are, you know, really, really special. And so I'm really, really happy. I'll say that. Oh! Okay.
On March 28th, 2018, Josh came back to YouTube after a 6-month break. In this video, Josh is sitting down and talking honestly about where he's been mentally and emotionally. He says the past couple of years were some of the hardest times of his life, especially going through everything so publicly. He talks about how he lost himself for a while and even had moments where he looked in the mirror and genuinely hated himself and felt like a failure. So he felt like he needed to step away from the internet for several months to focus on getting his life together instead of continuing to deal with everything online. Now, he says he's in a much better place. He feels more at peace and is finally at a point where he can wake up and actually look forward to his days. He did say that he's currently back at his childhood home because something serious happened with his family. He doesn't go into details, but makes it clear it was bad enough for him to immediately fly out there. We later find out that his dad cheated on his mom with a much younger woman, and you can only imagine how much that messed with him. Especially since it happened not long after his divorce, it definitely hit him hard, and you can kind of see that in the way he responded in 2019. He ends off the video by saying he has a date with a rose. On April 19th, 2018, Colleen released her song Hug Song featuring Erik. Their fans were freaking out in the comments, saying they're hearing the couple say "I love you" to each other for the first time. They were also gushing over how Colleen was looking at Erik, as if that wasn't purposeful. The song was uploaded to music platforms and fans freaked out over the cover photo as well. On April 24th, 2018, Colleen is pregnant with her first child but hasn't announced it publicly. On May 5th, 2018, Josh uploaded a music video that featured a woman who is now his wife, Pamela. A little backstory, they actually met in college, way before he was ever with Colleen. They dated on and off for about 5 years, and at one point, Josh got a job singing on a cruise ship while Pamela moved to Florida. The distance made it really hard for them to stay connected, especially since he didn't have service most of the time. Because of that, they decided to take a month apart to really think about what they wanted. During that time, Josh realized Pamela was the person he wanted to be with, and he even went out and bought an engagement ring without her knowing. But when they finally reconnected, Pamela told him she couldn't have him in her life at that moment. She was focused on building a stable foundation for herself, and with the distance and uncertainty about how he felt, it just wasn't the right time. So they ended up breaking up. After that, Josh met Colleen, and after his divorce to Colleen, he and Pamela found their way back to each other again. On June 1st, 2018, Colleen posted a flirty photo booth photo of her and Erik on her Instagram story. On June 7th, 2018, Colleen and Erik would make their YouTube debut together as a couple. She said that we watched it all bloom and happen last year. She says that when they went to Hawaii together, things sorta just progressed. She goes on to say that they were friends for a really long time, and that turned into best friends and then eventually turned into more. They would also secretly get engaged on this day. On June 11th, 2018, Josh announced that he was engaged. On June 24th, 2018, Trisha and Colleen would have their first mukbang together, and Colleen would obviously shit-talk Josh behind the scenes, judging by the following thing that's about to come up. On June 26, 2018, Trisha Paytas went on her Instagram story to call out Josh. Trisha goes on this whole rant about Josh and is just dragging him the entire time. She's saying that he keeps bringing up his old relationship and divorce for views, even though it's been 2 years, and calling him a hypocrite because he acts like he doesn't want drama but still makes content about it.
When Joshua DTV makes a video saying they're using you for views by talking about drama, you broke up 2 years ago and still talk about your drama. But this guy literally just dragged his relationship and his current one for views.
Then you can tell that Colleen has been in her ear talking about this because Trisha was the perfect person to tell this tea to. She knew Trisha was known to expose people because she didn't give two shits back then.
This coming from somebody who proposed with the same ring his ex-wife wore. Posted a close-up of his fiance's new wedding engagement ring that was the same wedding ring that his ex-wife wore throughout their marriage.
Trisha brings up him reusing the wedding ring and uses that to kind of back up her point that he's fake. But honestly, the whole video just turns into her being really heated and calling him manipulative. Josh had to address the lies that were being said in Trisha's video. He said that he and his wife actually went to the jewelry store to pick out the ring that she wanted. And he also shared that Colleen's ring had originally been his grandmother's, and it hurt him that it ended up going to someone who didn't even want it. But here's what doesn't make sense to me.
Ask, why did you give your fiance the same ring? You blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna lump this in with a similar question. What's your reaction to Trisha Paytas' video about you? In response to Trisha's video about me, I already made a video about that. I responded to a lot of what she had to say, and I spoke to her privately on DM, and she knows how I feel about her and about this whole thing. I respect Trisha. I have always defended Trisha for years. I still have nothing bad to say about Trisha. I did agree with a lot of stuff that she said in that video that she made about me. The only thing that I do want to address was the first question that I read. Why did you give your fiance the same? It's just not true. So again, Trisha, I have nothing but love and respect for you. Anything that was said about the ring being the same, it's just not true. I could show you the receipt, I could tell you the story, I could break down the ring specifically with little details about how it was very much designed for my fiance. I could do all that. It's just, that's between me and her. So it's not the same ring, and that's all I gotta say.
If the divorce is supposedly old news and irrelevant now, then why is Colleen talking about Josh reusing his wedding ring to Trisha just 2 days before? Where did that even come from? From 2017 to early 2018, it seemed like Colleen's relevance was starting to take a dive. It felt like she was heading down the same path a lot of OG YouTubers eventually face. Her second book didn't perform as well as the first. The second season of her show wasn't a hit with the audience and got canceled, which she was very salty about. Her social media engagement dropped and her YouTube views were going down. So what is Colleen Ballinger going to resort to now? Boom. On June 29, 2018, Colleen would publicly announce that she was pregnant, and this would be a resurgence of her YouTube channel. She says that her relationship with Erik has been kept very private because he doesn't like social media. She says they started as friends, then became best friends, and then their relationship turned romantic. According to her, once it became more, they quickly knew they wanted to get married and have a family together. She says that she wanted to keep this to herself and that she was going to Kylie Jenner all of us. But how would that be possible if she already had future shows planned?
No, this might be it. I don't know.
Stop.
This truly, I mean, I don't know. There's no plans. Like usually, like I've always had more things scheduled.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I don't. Like that's it. And you have to schedule them pretty far in advance.
Okay.
So I don't.
So if people want to see you, they should go to these shows.
That's kind of, what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Anyway.
During the summer of 2023, Colleen Ballinger was called out by her former assistant, Johnny Silvestri. He claimed that while she was pregnant with her first child in 2018, she would make fun of her ex-husband, Josh. Johnny, who worked for her from July to September 2018, said this wasn't a one-time thing. He said she constantly mocked Josh. He even shared video proof of her accusing him of plagiarism. In the clip, you can see her comparing Josh's song to one by Jason Derulo. What makes it worse is that she would play this on tour before her grand entrance, almost like an inside joke for fans who understood that she was making fun of him.
Digs does a run in the exact same spot. It's a run into the chorus. So then I went the full 9 yards. I put the songs on top of each other just to see if for sure they're the same exact track. So this is both Josh's song and Jason Derulo's song at the same time.
She's making fun of me. She's sending things and making fun of me. And then that came out too about like them saying I plagiarized a song on my album that I never plagiarized. I never did. But the fact that she made it a whole joke, her and Johnny made a whole joke of it, and then she added that song into her show and like made it like a thing.
Plagiarism wasn't the only thing she was making fun of him for. She also made fun of his penis size alongside her group chat minor fans. She said the pregnancy wasn't making her miserable enough. Let's be more miserable and make fun of my ex. On August 19th, 2018, Josh and Pamela got married. On December 13th, 2018, after milking the pregnancy for 6 months, Colleen finally gave birth to her son. She had said she wouldn't turn into a mommy channel, but a lot of her content ended up shifting in that direction anyway. Her son's face got plastered on the internet from the day he was born for the whole world to see. Instead of protecting her son's privacy, Colleen thought money was more important. On August 6, 2019, Josh posted a video where you see him in a state that you've never seen before. He is at a breaking point. He starts off saying he's really anxious and scared to even make the video, but he feels like he has no choice because staying silent has been eating him alive. He says he's been holding his tongue for years about what really happened in his life, especially after everything went down publicly. He says he wants to finally tell the truth about his life and what actually happened, even if it upsets people like former friends, fans, and Colleen. He talks about what's currently going on in his life. He's back in Georgia helping his mom after a storm damaged her house, and he's dealing with a lot of personal stuff on top of everything from the past. You can tell he's overwhelmed and still carrying a lot of pain, anger, and confusion. He opens up about the hate he's been getting online. People constantly tell him he's nothing without Colleen and telling him to die. He explains how that kind of stuff really gets to you, especially when it's happening every single day. He makes it clear that this isn't about spilling tea for views. This is about finally telling the truth and taking control of his life again. He's done catering to people who don't care about him and want to start being real. He says this is just the beginning. He plans to make more videos explaining everything in detail and sharing his full story. He knows people might think he's crazy, but he doesn't care anymore. He just wants to be honest and stand up for himself.
The reason I'm making this video is it's really scary to even, for me, just to say it out loud. I'm making this video because I need to. I want to survive. I'm not suicidal, but I have held my tongue for years, 2 or 3 years. I've held my tongue more than you know. And I blamed myself for so many things. And I never told anybody on the internet the truth. My family knows what Colleen did. My friends know what Colleen did. I'm tired of being so sad about everything that's happened. I'm ready to at least fight for myself. And by fighting for myself, I'm going to start talking the truth. I'm just going to say it. You can like or dislike this. You can comment, get off YouTube. I don't care because I get your comments. I get all of your comments that say, give up, you suck, die, don't wake up. You're nothing without Colleen. Have you seen Colleen's baby? Goals, 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 goals. You dumb pieces of shit. You go out of your way to talk shit. I'm struggling. Because I'm afraid of what people on the internet are going to say about me. Because of a relationship that you have no idea what really happened. You have no clue. But guess what? I'm about to tell you.
I don't blame him at all for this video. You can tell he hit a point where he literally couldn't keep it in anymore. Like, imagine going through something that public, finding out that you were being cheated on, you speak out just to get hate every single day, being told you're nothing without someone else, and then still feeling like you have to stay quiet so that you wouldn't receive more hate and backlash. If anything, I think he should have spoken his truth. You have to choose yourself, and it sounds like this is the first time he's actually doing that. This didn't come off as crazy to me at all. I feel for him, and you can tell that he's been pushed to the edge and is finally done staying quiet. But that video never came. On August 7th, 2019, Josh deleted his video and he tweeted out, "Filming a new video tonight, processing a lot of thoughts, feelings. Don't expect anyone to understand what I feel or think about every day, but I'll try to speak honestly. See you soon." He also mentions that Shane Dawson had reached out to him when that video was posted. And I don't have screenshots of his tweet, I'm just going off of this YouTube video that was posted on August 7th, 2019.
And so when I made that video about finally telling you the truth, it was me like pulling myself above the water and saying, this will help, tell the truth. And I put it out there and I meant it. I meant it 100%. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that making videos and telling the truth, can that fix anything? Change anything? Fix my heart? Fix my head? And the answer is no. Spreading negativity, even though it's truth, even what I was going to say was true, spreading negativity, when is that a good thing for anybody? It's not. A lot of you think that all of this has to do with my divorce and the publicity of YouTube and everything that went with that and fake people or people that lie or whatever. That is a big part of what has triggered this depression and anxiety and panic attacks. So about a year or two ago, found out that my dad left my mom after 39 years of marriage. It was a shock to all of us. I'm not going to tell all the details about it, but that's enough to say that all the pain that I felt from the divorce and the anger, I didn't feel vindicated, I felt lied to. I started to heal from all of it. And then that happened. And my dad left my mom. I idolized that marriage. It was like a massive part of why Josh is Josh. In love with love. Everything that I had been trying to heal and work on, it just shattered. It shattered in a way that my divorce didn't even break me the way that this did.
On May 5th, 2020, Josh posted a video about how he survived sobriety and depression. In this video, Josh is being really honest about how bad things got for him mentally over the past few years. He says that his life basically fell apart because he went through a very public divorce which caused him to lose close friends, and then his dad left his mom after decades of marriage. All of that happening at once really broke him down. He started drinking a lot to cope, but it only made things worse mentally and physically. Eventually, he hit a breaking point and had an honest conversation with his wife, which led him to realize that he needed to change. Now he's sober, trying to rebuild his life, and wants people to know that even if you feel like giving up, you're still worth something and things can get better. On July 9th, 2020, Josh talks about how to start a new relationship after a breakup. He says to not date to replace because it's not going to work out. He said in the past, he wasn't honest with himself and that he hurt people. He confessed to being on dating apps because he wanted to walk away from the pain that he was feeling so badly. He said that when he reconnected with his current wife, he had no intention to date again, and they became even better friends than 15 years ago when they first met. One day, he realized that he was ready to commit again. On December 27, 2020, Erik and Colleen announced their new podcast, Relax. On February 17, 2021, on their podcast, Colleen allegedly takes a jab at Josh. She is talking about what she sees as a red flag in a relationship, and she says someone who doesn't support you or is jealous of your success. She then compares that to her current relationship with Erik, saying he's her biggest supporter and cheerleader, and that they hype each other up and admire each other's talent.
Another big red flag I'm thinking of right now that I didn't know was a red flag is someone who doesn't like support you, and like jealousy is huge red flag.
Yeah.
Someone who like, I didn't think it was possible to like be in a relationship with someone where they could just like be proud and like support.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
You're my biggest cheerleader in the whole universe and my biggest support.
Obviously, yeah.
And I'm that way for you too. Like, I think you're the most talented person in the universe. Like, I'm obsessed with you and your talent.
I love this podcast.
Not wanting to like spend your time and energy on someone, I think is a red flag. Like to me, like, I don't like when people are like, oh, well, like if you ask someone, how's it going when they're dating someone, they're like, well, they haven't talked to me in a few days. Like, red flag. Like if they like you, they're going to talk to you. That's how I feel. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And maybe that's not everyone's vibe. That's for me personally. Like for me personally, that's how I feel. Like in my opinion, when I love someone and I care about them, friendship, family, relationship, I want to show them that I care by like, I want to talk to you all the time. I want to hang out with you all the time. Like, I'm not going to like not hang out with you if I like you. Like when you and I started dating, it was like, I never wanted to not be around you. And I told you that. And you were the same way. It was like, why are we just not always around each other? Like we just need to be around each other 24/7. And then we were.
I was on my own tour and she was in Canada filming her show. And she just avoided talking to me for days. And we're married at this point.
This podcast would go on to expose some of the couple's worst moments. There are many debates that they do where it would get very heated and uncomfortable. Fans said that they're interrupting, degrading, and being disrespectful to each other.
Anyways, best of luck to Robert Pattinson.
Oh, and I saw a Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire.
Okay. I would like to see the Batman, but it's 3 hours long, and I haven't seen a movie in 3 years in the theaters.
Are you going to make me go with you?
No, I'm just saying I would like. I know that I won't be able to.
You guys just caught it in real time. My relax last week was how Erik makes time longer than it actually is. We just witnessed it in real time. Erik's pandemic has been 3 years. The rest of us.
No, I said the last time I saw a movie in theaters. The last movie I saw in theaters, I think, was Angry Birds 2.
No,
because you weren't. When was the last time I was at a movie theater?
I don't think. Did we see Angry Birds 2 in the theater?
I used to go to the movies like every week. I would go like by myself.
I feel like you definitely went to the movie 2 years ago.
Who? What? Name it. I think it's Angry Birds 2, because You're in It was the last movie I saw in theaters.
I don't know. I don't go to movies.
You will do anything to get out of having to make a physical
phone call
to another human. The cruelest and meanest that you can be to me.
Come on.
In our relationship, in our marriage, is when you don't want to make a phone call. And so to get me to make the phone call, you will bully me.
That's not true.
You will emasculate me. You will make fun of me.
You I don't
do?
Emasculate you. Erik has a habit.
I think this was my turn, but go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
It's a podcast.
But just,
we can both
I know,
speak.
but for if this was like a grand jury, like Inquisition, like just for the record, it was my turn. But go ahead.
Okay, then go ahead. Go for it. I was just gonna say that he always loses it and he always blames it on me. But anyway, go ahead. It happened tonight.
The remote has been missing for 2 days. I don't know how you mean that. Like I always lose it and then I blame. I never blamed it on you. I just asked I asked you once if you knew where it was. I didn't.
Okay.
Blame it on you.
The reason it is you who loses it is because you're the only one who, loses it is because you're the only one who uses it. You're the only one who uses it.
Then, on June 7th, 2023, Adam McIntyre would come out to expose Colleen as a groomer and a mean girl, and her whole empire that she spent a decade building came tumbling down. He didn't just say she groomed him, he also said she would talk badly to him and about him. According to Adam, it wasn't just him either. He claimed she would talk shit about a lot of people in her life, including JoJo Siwa, Trisha Paytas, Josh, basically people she was publicly friendly with. For the next 2 months, there was a huge wave of people coming forward and sharing their own experiences with Colleen. June and July turned into a major expose. On June 28, 2023, Colleen would upload her toxic gossip train video denying the fact that she's a groomer and she's
not a groomer.
just a loser.
She also goes on to sing that she's human and she makes mistakes.
Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather around, cause we're about to attack.
This would be the biggest mistake of her life, and she would get driven off the platform. On July 4th, 2023, YouTuber Steve Green would also come out to say she was the biggest shit talker he's ever met in his life.
And then we sit down and I was like, dude, if you and me are gonna be cool, I can't just pretend like, I can't like just sit here and just not say anything. So like, yeah, your wife talks the most shit on you like of anybody I've ever heard of my life.
Whoa, damn.
Yeah.
On September 14th, 2023, Swoop released a tell-all interview with Josh. I feel like he shared a lot of important information in that interview, and it gave more insight into what he went through, but it also still left a lot of questions unanswered regarding him, Colleen, and Erik. On November 18th, 2023, Colleen made her comeback to YouTube with a video called Fall Vlog. She does not acknowledge any of her victims, just simply sorry, and that she was very angry when she made the hi video. Then, she went on filming her day. On September 2nd, 2024, Josh took to Facebook to talk about his journey and struggles with body dysmorphia. He says she both publicly and privately body shamed him, spread rumors about his body to her underage fans, and even made jokes about it to her friends and family. Because of that, it created a new insecurity for him and made him feel like he needed to cover himself up again, even in private. She is such a horrible person. You had to have known that he was insecure about his body when you were in a relationship with him, and to know that and go make fun of him to your underage fans and family is truly one of the most evil things ever. She's always preaching about loving your body, and every body is beautiful to turn around and do this shit when the lights are off. This lady is fake as fuck. Colleen and Erik would come back with their Relax podcast on January 18th, 2024. They've lost all of their sponsors and gained a lot more attention the longer the podcast continued. And that is the timeline between Joshleen and how it evolved to Erikleen. At the end of the day, I just want to say this. I don't know everything. None of us know the truth to the fullest extent. I don't know if there was any abuse from Josh. We only know what we've seen and what's been said publicly. But based on everything we've gone through in this video, it really does feel like Colleen is someone who looks out for herself first, no matter what. A lot of things don't add up, and there are too many contradictions over time. It comes off like she says whatever fits the narrative in that moment. And as for Josh, he comes across like someone who wants more attention, more reassurance, more of a partner, and Colleen just couldn't give him that, especially when her career was blowing up. She chose her career, and once she thought she was going fully mainstream, she left him behind. Then moved on with Erik Stocklin, someone in a similar industry, but also someone who had his own thing going on. That kind of setup worked better for her because it gave her the space to focus on her career without feeling like she had to constantly give that emotional attention Josh needed. But here's the thing, a career like that isn't forever. When everything came crashing down in 2023, she got exposed and couldn't do tours, books, or YouTube the same way anymore, and she saw that her family was all she really had left. All the friendships she had, gone. And from what we've heard, a lot of that comes down to how she talked about people behind the scenes. What do you guys think? Have your minds changed after seeing this video? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.